So I'm joined by Mr. Rudi von Meister.
Yes.
We wanted to walk and talk, but because of his knee, we are not able to walk. But we'll talk certainly. Second time
How
I'm
about
meeting.
limp and talk?
That would be
You
even
like to limp
interesting.
and well, I can walk, but
No,
when I walk, I have trouble talking.
no, no. So we will talk. Talk is more
I have
important
trouble
today.
doing both at once.
Okay, no, no, let's talk now.
All right.
So
Two comedians in cars. We're already starting over.
So we have seen a lot of beautiful technology that ZF is trying to implement across, vehicle segment, uh, going passenger vehicle, commercial vehicle, buses and trucks. Let's go back to India. You head Asia Pacific market. How do you look at India as a market for you? We have seen so far mostly you have JV model that you are following. Why JV only? Why not you own 100% in India?
More of our operations, at least on the traditional side of ZF, before we were joined by TRW, uh, we had a balance between joint ventures and wholly owned operations.
So you have still very few wholly, and you have around 9 joint venture, if I'm not wrong. Latest being with Hero Group, and one you have for BMW, that Axle that you have started with their.
And some are under discussion now, but we're really expanding upon existing relationships with companies like Hero and Sonos and so on and so forth.
So we look at more such joint ventures coming up in India with.
Well, it really depends on what our customers are looking for. Our relationship with Hero is focused on chassis integration, the modularization of components for customers with very high quality expectations. So we undertake that, and we have a relationship with Hero that is across the board. It's exclusive, and so when we engage in that business, we will work with them. But when we engage in other businesses, we have the freedom to decide whether we should do it ourselves to serve customers directly, or if we're better served with a strong Indian partner.
So are you going to further extend your relationship with the Hero, and what would be those area that you could explore?
Well, at this point, I'm just saying that as we explore our modularization business, when new opportunities occur, we discuss them with our partners and develop solutions there. But when it comes to other areas of technology, for example, commercial vehicles, which we're featuring in our Ride and Drive event here the last few days, commercial vehicles, we feel confident that we can explore additional technology or product categories without necessarily having to involve partners. But it ultimately depends upon what our customers think we should do, what the scope of demand could be, where we need to be located, and under what sort of a time frame.
So why did ZF choose to go via JV initially and now? Why not independent? What was the core reason for this?
Well, the core reason was we were confident in being able to install and industrialize manufacturing for our products. What we weren't necessarily confident about, and this isn't just the case in India, it's also the case in other countries, is can we operate effectively, can we operate quickly, and can we deliver our promises best by ourselves or with a knowledgeable and competent partner. And that has often been the deciding factor, whether it be in India or in other parts of the world where joint ventures seem to be more popular. It's who knows the market best and who can help us most effectively navigate the various decisions, issues, and other key decision-making areas in order to put our business into place and make it profitable and successful.
So you launched this axle business with premium car makers. How is it growing? How do you look at it in India? Because we have very small market share for products like BMW. So will you be, supplying it to other manufacturer like Mercedes or Daimler?
Well, it's a service that customers request when they need a high degree of integrity in the integration of chassis components and systems that cannot occur within the plant environment of the assembly plant. So that's where we come in. If a plant is expanding capacity, if it needs to do it quickly, and if they need the assurance that their chassis components are going to be delivered on time and in spec all the time, then they call upon us. So that is a service that we offer. But the area of focus for us now is really driving towards localizing production of various components. We're in the truck sector, we're doing transmissions and chassis components. We've established that base in our business park Pune. The next move, which has already been industrialized and is going into mass production during the course of this year, are clutches for passenger cars. We have several customers waiting for deliveries. And in the future, we expect to do flywheels and other driveline components. We will build upon that portfolio, and our plan is to support it with local product development and application engineering capabilities.
So currently you are importing double mass clutch, flywheel clutches. So when are you going to localize this product, and how it is different from the traditional clutch?
Well, the clutch is localized. The precision that goes into sourcing and assembling a flawless clutch is rather extraordinary. It needs to be seen. Have you visited our plant in Pune?
I'll definitely next time.
Well, please come, and then you can answer that question. You have to see it to understand it. It's a high precision operation, and we have industrialized it, and our key customers have both expressed satisfaction with our industrial process through their quality reviews. The dual mass flywheel is a product that we're working on now, which is a key component to reducing noise and vibration from the engine, and allows for a longer or greater longevity in the driveline, less noise, less vibration, greater fuel efficiency.
So you have tied up with WAPCO globally. So do you want to use this relationship in India as well, because WAPCO is present there?
Well, I have asked our friends at WAPCO what their position is, and it's something we'll be talking about. It's certainly an exciting idea, given what we've seen here today, where that relationship can go. But ultimately, we got to proof it on our products before we start transporting it or shifting it overseas.
So how do you look at electronics market in India growing in the coming years? Because we see a lot of increase in electronic content in passenger vehicle as well as commercial vehicle. How do you look at the contribution from this segment, and which are the segment going to be bigger for you in India?
Okay, in the area of electronics, occupant safety and security in our industry is going to be a key area. And the security and safety part has a lot to do with our ability to sense and avoid accidents whilst also protecting the occupants. What we're planning to do is explore what the Indian market is looking for in terms of occupant safety and security. We've got airbags, we've got seat belts. We have, I've seen airbags on things that I never knew could carry an airbag. Okay, in the TRW developmental facilities. So it's quite extraordinary how safe one can make occupants with the technologies contained in the vehicle. But then beyond that, it's the sensors and signaling devices and then accident avoidance algorithms that will truly protect not only passengers and drivers of cars, but also of trucks.
Looking at the changing policy scenario in India, how do you look at the business in safety and emission increasing in India for you, like airbags, ABS?
You tell me. You're the expert. I believe we're going to see a lot of growth and a lot of interest because Indian consumers travel around the world. Indian consumers rent cars in Europe and in the US. and it changes their impression of what they should be driving at home. If
So-
that sense of security is stimulated by experiences elsewhere, like for example driving a nice new Jaguar or Land Rover, these are famous Indian brands, I understand. You bring that back and you say, hey, why can't my car have that? I want that. And so it's the voice of the customer that ultimately drives decisions, because in the world's largest democracy, if the customer says, I want that, the government will make it happen.
So for
And
ZF,
we're there to fulfill the promise.
in terms of revenue, how much it can give boost to your revenue in India, these new policy?
All right. Let me say it'll be crores, not lakhs.
So how
Okay.
much?
Crores, not lakhs.
How many crores?
We haven't modeled it yet,
Okay.
but it'll come. Maybe 2 years from now we can answer that question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.